Test. Testing. Alright, we're good to go. What's going on, team? Gonna give everybody 3 minutes to join and then we'll get started. Let me know if you guys have any questions, any pairs you guys want me to go over. Anything at all, let me know. Any trades you guys took today that you guys want me to talk about, let me know. If not, tonight's session is going to be pretty quick. Again, this is the last session for the week until Monday, so usually I don't trade Fridays, and with everything going on this week, with all the news that we have, I'm not really interested in trading tomorrow. So just gonna do this session pretty quick. Again, tomorrow I believe we have GBP news. And let me check. CAD news as well. So we have GBP news at 4 and then CAD news at 8:30. So not gonna be expecting the markets to move too much tomorrow. But again, we'll go over the 30-minute time frames on these pairs. Again, this session should be pretty quick. So it's all good, Albert. No problem. Gonna get everybody 2 minutes and then we'll get started. Any questions, just let me know. It's all good, Albert. No worries. Yeah, we're definitely gonna start doing those those Discord sessions. Yeah, I can. My bad. Um, no, the Vice Discord, that's only gonna be for the WAP. Those are gonna be for the people who can't access the WAP, they'll have the access to the Discord as well. So I'll use that Discord when we're doing that on the website, and then when we're on YouTube, we'll just do it here on YouTube. No questions before we get started? No worries. Alright, so again, just pretty much gonna go over the 30-minute time frame. We'll update our 30-minute highs, 30-minute lows. We'll see if we have any continuations, and that'll be the session for today. Oh, wrong button. So AU, 30-minute, we have 2 days of drop. 372. Price already gave us a new low with that opening candle, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, it gave us a new low already with that opening candle, but either way, we have a change of character. We have a valid break. Price right now is on the 800 EMA, so we want to be careful with that. And we know we're trading between this low down here and this high. We had a change of character, break of structure. The valid break was over here. So we'll see what price wants to do in these areas. So AU is looking good. We'll continue to keep an eye on it. EA, we know we're looking for price to give us a valid break. We never got that. We also did not get that second day of rise. So I'm not really going to do anything here. We didn't get a valid break, so I'm not going to mark this as higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low. Right now we're still trading between the same low and these highs up here. For ECAD, we have the day on a drop. However, we're still stuck in the zone of consolidation that we've been in since the beginning of the week. Right, so we know that we had lower low, lower high, lower low, and in this lower low, price is just stuck in the zone of consolidation. For EU, price on the 30-minute gave us a change of character, lower low. So let's go ahead and add this real quick. 30-minute BOS. We have these lows over here. This low broke the day after all of these days of price just consolidating. Gave us a change of character. And we know that we're trading between this high and these lows over here. Now, this structure that we're seeing, these lows that we wanted to see price break, what time frame did we want to see that in? We've been talking about this since Sunday. We did it in the Sunday session. We talked about it briefly yesterday, which is the drawings that we have on our screen. Structures on the 4-hour, right, where price gave us higher high, higher low, higher high. It gave us a 4-hour shoulder head shoulder, so we want to see a break on the 4-hour time frame. Right now we're still testing. None of these candles closed below the wick of the first testing candle. If price closes below, we'll be looking for that retest to continue that push back down to the bottom, to continue that pullback that we're looking at in the higher time frame, where price gave us a higher high and we're looking for a pullback into the higher low. So right now for EU, we just got to be patient with it. It's doing exactly what it needs to be doing, so the time that it gets to, a second, the moment we get that higher low, that's when we'll start looking to take trades again on this pair. For GA, we have 3 days of rise. On the third day, which was today, price ended on a no net. Could we expect price to give us a 4th day variation back to the top side? I do like the fact that we have a valid break above the 800. This pullback that we have is a little steep, but this is a pair that moves a few pips. So we'll definitely keep an eye on GA for tomorrow. 4th day variation. Let's look at the higher time frames into the lower time frames. We have any engulfing candles? Nothing in the daily, nothing in the 4, no continuations on the 4. On the 1 hour, we had a Not valid engulfing. Nothing in the top either. 30. You have a little engulfing candle here. We're just sitting there still. Higher low in the daily time frame. On which pair? For GA or for EU? For EU on the daily time frame, we're at a higher high. We're looking for the higher low, right? So we're looking for the higher low to be set to then take the trades on the higher low to go into the higher high. Right now we're still at the higher high. So, oh, also let me go ahead and start doing this too. So EA, I'm not looking for any trades. EURCAD, we're still stuck in the zone of consolidation. EU is moving counter trend. GA will keep on, AU will keep on. For GCAD, going back to the daily, just so we can see we have gaps in the market too. So no gaps in the market, we're still sitting at a higher high. Price gave us a higher low, we're looking for price to push up. We're still stuck in the zone of consolidation as well, with no continuations, no engulfing candles. On the 30-minute, we had a change of character. We got the break of structure, so this could be a good one too. Perfect. Right. Once we got the break, we had high, price consolidated, gave us the break. Perfect. The lowest point in the chart is this wick, this green candle here. This break over here. And this high. We have a day of rise. Only thing I don't like about this is the zone of consolidation, obviously. Then let's see, we have an engulfing candle on the 1 hour. We have nothing here, nothing here, nothing on the 30, nothing on the 15. The 5-minute, we would be trading still. Same structure in 5-minute. 1 minute though. Let's go back to the 5 real quick. See, do we have any engulfing candles here? Not a valid engulfing because the green candle doesn't have a wick. Nothing down here. Okay, so let's go to the 1 minute. Why do I want to see the 1 minute? It's just to look at structure, just to see where price is giving us higher highs, higher lows, and lower lows and lower highs, right? So we know we had higher high, higher low, higher high. Price gave us lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And then price gave us a change of character here. And we know that we're trading between, right? Boom. This is where the change of character happened. We're trading between this high and these lows down. So what does that tell us? Well, we'll start looking for a pullback. Where could price give us a pullback to? Let's see if we have any engulfing candles in the 1 minute. This 1 minute engulfing, red, red, green, but that green candle does not have a bottom wick, so it's not valid. So what are we looking for? We're looking for the break. If it gives us that 1 minute BOS, could be a comfortable spot to look for a trade, to give us that push to this top side after that break of structure was given. So definitely going to keep an eye on GCAD as well. Could be a good trade for tomorrow. GJ gave us 2 days of rise. So trading higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, looking for a higher high. GJ is also a good pair to keep an eye on for tomorrow too. We know that we are still in peak high territory. We're still trending up. No continuations on the daily. On the 4 hour, this is another pair that had 2 weeks of rise. So we could be looking for that third push to end this week as well. So I'm gonna keep an eye on GJ as well. Let's take a look. Do you have any engulfing candles anywhere? Dude, I keep my bad. Nothing. We have an inverse, a flip zone. We had a small engulfing candle at last night, right, which was 2 in the morning, and then it gave us a flip zone here. We'll keep an eye on that, and then on the 15, yeah, that flip zone on the 15-minute is an engulfing candle. So there you go. Now, do I think price will give us this deep of a pullback? Not really, because that would be STP for the day. So let's go look into this deeper, lower time frame. Nothing just yet. We'll see. We'll see what price ends up doing as time passes on. GJ could be a good one to keep an eye on. GU is moving counter. Gave us 2 days of counter drop. Still stuck in between the previous higher high and higher low, moving sideways. I only moved the 30-minute price. Yep, when price breaks above. So for example, here we had higher high. All I'm looking at, this is just a 30-minute highs and 30-minute lows, right? So instead of just circling them, I just have them with the box, right? So then we have the higher low, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high. So this is just having our zone, so we know that this is the higher high, this is the higher low. That's what that 30-minute box is for. Same thing on the daily, same thing on the 4 hour. I move it whenever we make new highs or make new lows. US30, not really gonna go over US30. I'm not gonna be trading this. The price is doing exactly what it has to do. It gave us that push to the top side. We finally filled that gap that was up here for the last couple months. We still have another gap all the way at the top, but remember all the gaps that we still have at the bottom side of this chart. So gonna wait it out, gonna see what price wants to do for US30. I don't have nothing to say about that. I have nothing to say about USDCAD either. And we're trading lower low, lower high, lower low. Then price gave us a change of character, higher high. Keep this updated for now. Change of character. I'm trading between this higher high and this higher low. USD ZAR moving counter. So this one I'm definitely gonna skip to. And we know we're trading between now lower low, lower high, lower low. With gold, we have 2 days of drop. We have a gap at the top of the market still. But this is good too. Could be a nice 372. Want to be careful with that 800 EMA, but this is a good one to keep an eye on as well. Bitcoin. Price still giving us higher high, higher low, higher high, gave us a higher low now. And then price just continues to give us new higher highs. Hasn't given us a set high, but we'll update it for here. Market doesn't close for another 40 minutes, so. And then I'll update the 4 hour high on Sunday when we do the session. Then the last pair, oil, was giving us lower low, lower high, lower low. Gave us a change of character yesterday, higher high, higher low, and then it gave us another higher high today. So This is another one that right now still didn't give us a valid break, but this is one that's moving counter trend, so I'm not really going to be interested in trading this one just yet. Once we start making lower lows and lower highs, that's when I'll start looking at take those trades. Any questions, guys? Let me know. Anything else you guys want me to go over? Let me know. If not, that's pretty much it. We have a few pairs we want to keep an eye on for tomorrow. Right, AU could be a go in for 372. We could see that price already giving us that low, but we could most likely look for a continuation. GA, we're looking for that fourth week variation, or fourth day, sorry. GCAD gave us a break after the change of character, could be looking for continuation, higher low going into a higher high. GJ gave us a 2 days of rise, could be looking for 372. We'll see what price does. GU, I'm not looking at anything on GU. Same thing with EU, I'm not looking at anything with EU. US30 for tomorrow. Right, want to keep an eye on this. It's looking good. It's still giving us higher highs and higher lows. So if we, just want to be patient with that, we can. Right now, I'm not really. Same with gold. Right, I'm not confident in this 372. I'm not really confident in this push down to the bottom. But we'll see how price reacts a little bit later in the morning. Then USDCAD, USDZAR, I'm not really trading these two pairs either. Nothing with Bitcoin and then nothing with oil either. So, can we go over the 800 EMA? Things to look out for before making an entry. Yeah. So it's really basic. It's really simple. Price respects the 800 EMA. Right. So to give you the example with oil, before I would want to take a trade here, going short, I would want to see two things. I treat the 800 EMA the same way I treat structure. If price comes to the 800 and tests the EMA and gives us inducement candles, exhaustion candles, in this case a bearish engulfing candle, I would want to take those trades back down to the bottom. Right? If price gives you a break above the 800, gives you a retest very similar to the break of structure, then we know price is going to continue that push to the top side. Let's see if I could give you another example on the 30 minute. Yeah, gold here, for example. We have 2 days of drop, but on the second day, the low is on the 800. We know that price respects the 800 EMA. So the probability of price coming back down to these lows at the 800 is very slim, right? But again, it's the same thing. If price comes down and breaks the 800, then we know we're going to continue this downtrend push, right? But if price gives us an inducement of the lows, like what we see right now, and price starts giving you higher highs and higher lows, then we know this is where price is going to continue that push to the top side. And right now we have two things to look at, right? We have a gap down here and we have a gap up here. So if price breaks these lows, we know we're going to go down and fill this gap. If price induces the lows, we know it's going to push up and fill those gaps at the top. So we just want to be very careful in these areas. See what price does. Let's see, do we have another example of 800 on another pair? I mean, we can use USDCAD. Same thing. Price came, gave you a valid break. After the break, it gave you the retest to continue that push to the top side. Same reason for GA as to why I'm looking for a trade. Why do I feel comfortable? Well, now that I'm zooming in, let's zoom in and really take a look at this. Technically speaking, we didn't get a valid break here just yet because we never had that green candle close above. Oh no, I'm tripping, my bad. Yeah, we did. First wick. Sorry about that. Right, so the fact that we got a valid break, we got the retest, right? Higher high going into a higher low. It's a higher probability of taking this straight. Right? The only difference with GA is obviously market structure. You want to keep in mind that we're trading lower low, lower high, lower low. This could be the lower high, this could be the lower high, this could be the lower high. So want to be very careful with this trade as well with GA. Overall looks good. Higher time frame looks good because we know we're still trading between higher highs and higher lows, but internal time frames still haven't turned around yet. So we could simply still be part of that trap move with GA. So we want to be careful with that as well. But that's pretty much it. Kind of really the same examples for every pair. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. If not, that's pretty much it for tonight, guys. Anything else you guys want me to go over? Anything you want me to explain? Give you guys another minute. Any other questions? Anything you guys want me to explain? Should be bouncing off both 800 plus and the EMA for the 50. No, because not every single time the EMA is going to be close together. So not really. No, when I'm looking at the EMA or the 800, I'm just pretty much looking at the 800, right? Because again, if you go through every single pair, you're not gonna get the bounce off another EMA at the same time, right? The only time you'll get that would be, for example, level 3 is the only time where you'll see the EMAs. No, not level 3. Sorry. Leaving the first zone of consolidation going into level 2, right? Or price leaving the zone of consolidation going into level 3, right? That's when you'll see the EMAs closer together. So for example, when you're in the trend, they should all be fanned out, especially when you're reaching peak low or peak high. You'll see that price or the EMAs are fanned out. The only times you'll see the EMAs getting bunched up together is when you're in the middle of that zone of consolidation. Every single time. When you're in a trend, they're away from each other. When you're in a zone of consolidation, they're bunched up, right? So with that being said, no, you're just looking for the 800 EMA. Just not to confuse you, right? Because that's what hold depends on the structure, where you're at overall in the market makers pattern, right? And again, not every single time, especially not when you go down to a lower time frame, you won't always have the EMAs close to each other. This is a really risky zone. That's a 40 pip stop. There's no way I'm taking that. There's nothing else on the lower time frame either, except for what we said here, which is a change of character. Nah, not for this one. Let's see. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Price gave you the change of character. Price gave you the break. Retest. Never gave an engulfing. That's it. This would have still been a 30 pip stop with no other confirmation. We wanted to see price break above the 800, which we're finally getting now. So this would be a more comfortable trade here. No problem, Albert. And the only thing I don't like, I don't usually trade. I don't trade Asia session. I don't like it. So that would be the only thing killing this trade here. Would be the fact that we're still in the beginning time of the session. But if I were to see this setup anywhere else, I would take it. You have the change of character. You have the break of structure. You have the break above the 800 EMA. We'll get a retest. We know we could put a little stop down here. And then this would be the position I would be looking to get into. Something like this. Yeah, okay. I would be looking at something like this. We'll calculate STP as well, just so we can have a better understanding as to how many pips price is going to move today. But I think our 4th day variation is less than what STP is for the day too. So 178 minus 33%, that's 119. We did a lot less than yesterday. And 119 pips, it's a little bit less. TP1 would be here, and then TP2 would be the 119 pips for STP for the day. Not bad. And all these other pairs are pretty much similar, right? Like GCAD, I'm looking for the same thing, right? GCAD gave us the change of character, but we're looking for the break of structure now. It's the same thing on the 1 minute time frame. So we'll see what price wants to do at these lows for GCAD. Is not ready yet. GJ again. Let me go back to GA. Again, the only thing I don't like about GA, this is not a trade that I'm taking. But again, the only thing that I would not say that is high probability because of this is the fact that we're still downtrending on the 30-minute. So again, this push to the top side could all just be lower highs on the 30-minute time frame to go into a lower low. So you want to be very careful with this trade. GJ, I will still need a pullback, so there's nothing here for me just now. US30, again, not really sure what we're trading. Because again, 30-minute structure is lower low, lower high. And all of this is part of the same move all the way down into a lower low. So same situation as the other pair. This could have been the lower high. This could have been the lower high. This could be the lower high. Right? So I want to be very careful, like I said, taking these trades. It just makes no sense for me just yet. And that boils down to what I'm looking at for gold. Right? Again, 30-minute structure, what are we making? Higher high, going into a higher low. So right now, the two pairs that look like they really want to trap us really does look like 30 and gold. Right, and then obviously GA as well. So just gotta be careful with that. Only need 50 pips, exactly. $50 pips is more than enough. That's pretty much it, guys. Any questions? Again, let me know. I'll give you guys a minute. Type in the chat any questions, anything you guys want me to go over again. Let me know. If not, we're pretty much done for the night. We'll be back tomorrow morning for the live trading session. Alright, guys. Have a good rest of your night. Good night, Albert.